The coolest part about being a Power Ranger was being a Power Ranger. Like, I was a real superhero.
I grew up in Las Vegas and was an actor, singer, did like local theater and things like that. And then I moved to LA after high school and I started college. And then I quickly got an agent and started working in the business. And I had just done a couple like guest stars on television and a couple independent movies. And then the Power Rangers audition came about, and it was just like any other acting job as far as the audition process went.
One of my callbacks, they asked me if I knew how to do comedy. I was like, of course I do. So they're like, well, could you do some stand-up for us? And I was like, sure. So they were like, why don't you go back out in the hallway and come up with something and come back? I was like, no problem. I went out in that hallway and I was sweating. I was just like, what am I going to do? I was trying to come up with some things. I was thinking about Martin, Eddie Murphy, like anybody I could come up with. I'm like, okay. So I actually went back in and I told a bunch of like racially loaded jokes. I don't know why, but it's just what I came up with. They laughed a little bit. I think some of the people in the room might have even been a little bit uncomfortable. But I found out later what they liked was that I was willing to do it, to try it, like whatever they wanted me to do.
Everybody hold on.
We clicked right away. First of all, you're together so much. You spend long hours together in hot, extreme weather sometimes. But it was like we were siblings. We just all clicked right away.
The memories I have is just, being in these weird random locations with my friends and getting to do something that we love.
What?
Don't touch him!
And who is going to stop me?
All of us. That's who.
Just the four of you? Ah!
Wrong!
Huh?
The six of us.
This is some kind of a joke, right?
Who are you?
Damon Henderson? The mechanic around here?
Reggie Roll, the Green Ranger, we clicked instantly and became like the best of friends, and we're still friends to this day. He is a fabulous, fabulous human being, and I'm really grateful for our friendship.
Serena and I became really close during the season. She's really sweet. She was like the perfect fit for not only her character, but just in our little group.
It kind of feels like a college buddy or something because we went through this really interesting and different experience together. And then he actually ended up marrying the woman who played Trakina on the show, Amy Miller, who is now Amy Roll. And they have a beautiful family.
I remember when I first got the job, I came in for a fitting and they had all of the Rangers' headshots on the wall. Then I see this other picture and I was just like, who is that? It was Amy. It was a picture of Amy. And they're like, oh, she's the villain, isn't she amazing? Oh, yeah. And I was sort of intimidated by her just because of how just beautiful she was. And I remember the first time we met, it was actually in the makeup room one day. Because she would have like 4 to 5 hours of makeup every day. And I sat next to her. We talked. She was pretty, I was shocked at how like nice and down to earth she was. And someone actually took a Polaroid of us in that room. We still have that picture because it was the first time we ever met. So, the season was going along, and there was an episode called Green Courage where one of the political people from our ship gets kidnapped by Trakina, and Damon has to go onto this ship to try to get her back. And I spent a lot of time with Amy, and we just clicked. We've been married now for 12 years. We have 3 kids, 2 golden retrievers. Thank you, Power Rangers. No, so, yeah, Amy is my wife, so.
Destiny doesn't make mistakes. There is no other Red Ranger.
Danny, the Red Ranger, was he was just perfect as the Red Ranger. He really was. Like, he just exuded that kind of confidence in life the Red Ranger has.
Danny and I got to be really good friends during the season. We spent a lot of time outside of work together. Like, we would go to different events, or we went shopping together sometimes, or because we didn't have a lot of free time when we were working. But when we did have free time, you know, they become your best friends because you're with them all the time. But there was always a little bit of competition between us. And they told us, they said, you know, we're going to write more episodes for the Ranger who seems to be the strongest. So it was never talked about, but you could always sense a little bit of red, green, blue competition. And at the end of the day, red's in the middle. You know, everybody can't be Michael Jordan or LeBron, but I could be D Wade. So we had a lot of fun, though. There was never any, like, haterade going on. We had a lot of fun together.
No pain, no gain.
Okay. That's enough for today.
You mean you're just tired of hitting the mat?
No. I mean, I have other things to do today.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a little tired of hitting the mat.
Archie and I are still very, very dear friends. We don't see each other as much as I would like, or we would like, but because, you know, life is hard.
His character, Kai, it was perfect for Archie because Kai was an intelligent ranger. You know, he thought things through, and that's how Archie is. So, like, if you were to sit down and have dinner with Archie, he's very articulate and well-spoken. So it was like perfect match.
Kendricks!
Kendricks. I'm okay. I'll always be here.
During our season, Valerie got really sick.
There was a day on set where she passed out. She fainted. And on the set there, I was right there. It was awful. And then they took her, you know, she went to the hospital, and they said maybe she had like an ear infection or something, but then it kind of kept happening, and then she was diagnosed with leukemia.
We all were at the hospital with her, and we were able to have doubles, and we shot around a lot of different things. When she went through her chemo, she was able to come in and shoot some things.
The beautiful thing is she so loved the show and being a part of the show and the fans that I feel like it was being a part of Power Rangers that made her fight through it.
And a lot of people don't know this about Valerie, but Valerie is an amazing singer. We went out one night, the whole group, I want to say even some of the crew, we went to some like karaoke place or something one night, and when she started to sing, if you looked away and closed your eyes, you would have thought you were listening to like Celine Dion, and I'm not exaggerating. She has an amazing voice.
I don't know if I can be as good as Kendricks, but I just want you to know that I am going to do the best I can.
You're gonna do just great. Kendricks would be honored to have you take her place.
Melody, she was great. She really was from in space. They sort of changed the story a little bit because of what was going on with Valerie. We actually did an episode together where I spent a lot of time with Melody, and she was awesome.
She was a doll. I haven't seen her in a while. Melody and I used to run into each other at auditions every now and then, but she's a sweetheart.
It seemed like she should have been with our cast the entire time. I remember the first time we were supposed to morph. We were shooting like the second episode or something like that. And they were like, all right, now you guys morph. And then we were all like, how do we morph? And they were like, oh, you don't know? And then Koichi was like, you just do this. And it was just like, it literally looked like a Janet Jackson video. He was like, you just, just. And I was just like, everyone was just like, what are you talking about? So they sort of dummied it down. And then it turned into Go Galactic, and it was like this, little two-step process. But it worked out good. They just sort of took away some of the pieces of that whole morphing maneuver.
Ready, guys? Go! Galactic!
So I actually ended up replacing a girl. They had cast someone before me to play Maya, the Yellow Power Ranger. And something didn't work out with her. I don't know what happened, but then I was recast as Maya. But when the other girl was on, they had this idea that they were going to make her wear a wig of some sort to have like long jungle hair. So when I came in, I guess they just assumed that I would wear the same wig with long jungle hair. But I have long jungle hair. I mean, it's crazy. Can you see this? Like, it's blonde now because I just did a movie and they made me go blonde. But, so, I mean, I have a ton of hair. I'm Italian, a ton of hair. And so the first thing that they did was took me and added in 3 more layers of extensions to my hair. So it was long and jungly. And it was so huge, I couldn't even, like, put it into a ponytail. And you know, I was like 19, 20. It was like embarrassing to go out in real life with like this massive amount of hair.
It was a cool show to do because of all the different things that we were able to do, like working with pyro, working with green screens. It was almost like a crash course in everything.
I got to do cool things, like I got to ride a horse bareback. That was cool. Like I had never had an opportunity to do that before in life.
Every day when I was on set, I wanted to learn as much as I could. I paid attention to what everyone was doing. I wanted to know what the script supervisor was doing. I spent a lot of time with the directors. Scott Pagester in sound. He's an amazing person. He's a great person. Had a lot of fun with him. Learned a lot from him.
And how do I do that?
No.
I know I'm gonna regret this.
No, we're never going to make it.
Out of the way. Out. Power to the starboard 20%.
Right.
Deca, shut down all auxiliary systems. And kick the birds out of the exhaust ports.
Affirmative.
I had mixed feelings from my parents when they found out I wanted to be an actor. So when it aired, it was like it made them feel better. It was a proud moment for me just because of, you know, everything I had gone through to just get to that point of being on a show. It was cool. I mean, even in my high school and my middle school, like they have little things up about me, and it was fun.
When my episodes were airing, a couple times I would be in the grocery store. And, you know, and kids would be there with their mothers and be like, oh, my God, I know her, you know. And that was really cute to get recognized from Power Rangers, from the children or the mothers. Mothers are like, I know your voice, you know, because it's in my house all day long.
You know, I'll be living my life and I'm not thinking about it. But I'll run into someone and they're just like, oh, my God. Or, you know, are you Damon? And sometimes it's fun to, you know, to meet people and see their faces when they get excited.
Those swords, the Quasar sabers, were put in that rock 3,000 years ago. Every warrior in the galaxy tried to free them, but none could. Until now, we've been given an unbelievable opportunity and responsibility to defend all that is just and right in the universe. Don't you see? We've been chosen to be Power Rangers.
Being a part of the Power Rangers legacy I'm just grateful.
Power Rangers is something that it's this fraternity that you'll be a part of forever, and I think it's really cool to say that you were a Power Ranger. After Power Rangers, I did a little bit more with acting. But my life has evolved more into being a dad. I work in the fashion industry, and you know, I still do some things here and there, shoot some shorts here and there, but mainly it's like being a dad, being a husband, and enjoying my family. You know, I'm truly blessed.